This is Carol Roy with Virtual Strategy Magazine, live on the floor at VMworld. I've got Mike Neal, General Manager of Virtualization Services at Microsoft with us today. Thanks, Mike, for joining us.
Great, thank you.
Now, Mike, let's start out. You say Microsoft at VMworld, and the first thing that everybody thinks of is a little bit of a controversy that came to fruition over the last couple of months. There's been a lot of chatter leading up to the challenge you guys have been faced with, being put in a 10 by 10 and not being able to demo your products. How are you guys overcoming that and getting the attention that you're getting? Because it's a lot.
Yeah, it's somewhat a shame because I think most of our customers want to see this as more of an industry event. Obviously, VMware is focusing on themselves and really sort of excluding us and a number of other partners in doing that. But we're here and we're talking to our customers. And the thing to remember is that all of these people are Windows customers, right? They're running Windows on top of VMware. They're our customers. We want to talk to them and know what they're doing. So one of the things we did was we brought a number of our experts here, and we've also got them all on Twitter. And so over the last few days, we've got, I think, almost 800 more people following them on Twitter, which is great. We're getting the message out, really talking to the customers, being able to answer their questions about virtualization and what's Microsoft have to offer.
So you mentioned that your customers would like to view this as an industry event, and I'm certain that a lot of the attendees and probably some of the other exhibitors and sponsors would like to think of that as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the industry as a whole. What is your overall impression of where it stands, what's happening, good, bad, ugly?
Good. I think things are maturing quite a bit, but also I think in that maturation that's occurring is that the customers are starting to look at what are the opportunities for them to continue to save money. Customers who have looked at virtualization and done consolidation in the past, it was very easy to take 10 servers and consolidate that down and basically have one machine. Now they're really looking at that one machine that's running all their virtual machines, and they're saying, how do I save money on that? How do I move that forward as well? And so that's where I think Microsoft's value comes in, is that we can help them continue to reduce costs, reduce the amount of layers of complexity that they have in their environment, and really kind of integrate virtualization in their environment. And the important thing to remember is that we're still in the sort of 10 to 20% range for the number of customers who have virtualized their environments. So while VMware wants to talk about virtualization as being the sort of end-all be-all, it's really a tool that a lot of our customers are using, and they want that to integrate into their environment, be able to use their management tools that they have today to manage it, etc. So how do they have that ease of transition from their physical world that they have today into their virtual world, and then really take advantage of that for the next steps?
Now let's talk about another topic that's pretty hot, the cloud computing aspect. Now, as a general manager of virtualization services, how does cloud computing fit into your realm at Microsoft, and is it positively or adversely affecting your customers?
I think very positively in general. I think customers are looking at how do they get more out of their infrastructure, and where they have sort of dynamic needs, where they need to scale up and use resources for a period of time and then scale those back down, is a great opportunity for them to use cloud services. And so obviously Microsoft's investing in cloud services. Our Azure platform is a great example. And a lot of that's really around how do we get the developers to understand how you build those applications for the cloud. If you just take your virtual machine, and this is really what I think VMware has been talking about, take a virtual machine and move it from your on-premise environment to a hoster, that's hosting. It's not necessarily cloud. It's how do you build applications that scale within the cloud environment and take advantage of the resources that are available in the cloud environment. And that's really where a lot of our focus has been, is to provide the infrastructure so that the developers can learn about that type of programming, the tools that they need, and develop those applications. But we also work with our hosting providers to provide them with the tools for Hyper-V. We've got our Dynamic Data Center Toolkit. There's a whole bunch of nice things that are going on so that the customers can take advantage of whatever environment they want, whether they want to build their infrastructure out in the cloud, or whether they really want a platform to do that development.
Well, you mentioned Hyper-V, and a couple days ago you guys announced the Hyper-V for free. Mm-hmm. That's what I've started saying about it. How's the response been? What's going on with that? I think that was a great move.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We've got Hyper-V Server, which is our free product, and then also Hyper-V comes as part of Windows Server. And we just RTM'd our Windows Server 2008 R2, which has great features like live migration, really breaks down barriers for customers and being able to deploy their applications in their infrastructure much more dynamically. But a real important aspect of our discussion with the customer is really what's that value, right? Are you going to go out and pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, say, the VMware infrastructure in a situation where you're trying to cut costs, you're really trying to conserve your resources? Most companies are trying to reduce their IT budgets. Microsoft's got a tremendous value proposition for the customer, and they can use our free product. We have low-cost products for the SMB market so that they can have rich management tools and the capabilities there, and then everything that scales up to the enterprise market as well.
Another announcement you guys made is the Fujitsu and Lenovo partnerships.
Yep.
How is that going to work for your customers? What is that going to mean for them?
So a lot of customers, especially in the smaller and medium-sized businesses, work through their trusted providers, and typically those are the OEMs. They buy their equipment from an OEM. That's really the person that's the trusted advisor for their business. And so being able to provide our solutions through those channels allows the customer to have really low-cost access to our technology, as well as work with the providers that they're most comfortable with. So Lenovo and Fujitsu are great examples. We've done this with Dell in the past and others. So it's an opportunity for the customer to be able to get the Microsoft technology and do that at a really low cost.
Microsoft's continually coming out with new stuff. Coming up very shortly is the Windows 7 release, which I know I already expressed to you that I'm a little jealous that you're already running it yourselves. That's a perk of being at Microsoft.com. What kind of impact will Windows 7 have on the virtualization side of Microsoft?
So Windows 7, I think lots of people have had access to the RC. We've had just tremendous feedback from the industry, from customers, partners. People really love it. So we're all very excited to see that product launch and the exciting things down there. One area we focused on in virtualization for Windows 7 was what we call XP mode. And so the ability to run XP and XP-based applications, do that in a very highly compatible environment and allow you to have those seamlessly integrated with your Windows 7 applications as well. And so, especially for our enterprise customers who have applications that they've developed and that are dependent upon Windows XP and they've made an investment there, it gives them an easy way to migrate and move forward to Windows 7 while still preserving that investment that they made in their applications.
Ease of use is key.
Absolutely.
Mike, thanks so much for taking time out today to join us.
Good.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.